Welcome to the World Ball Hockey Championship here in Montreal, Quebec. This is Daniel Wilson with Chris Blair, and the second of the semifinals in the men's division between the United States and the Czech Republic. This is for a spot in the gold medal game against Canada. Teams take the draw, and we are underway, and the Czech Republic, who has been known to have a very high-scoring offense, gets right to Snyder, and the whistle blows, but the ball was still loose, and the official said that he lost sight of the ball.
Yeah, they actually thought that it went in. It clearly did not. Oh, okay, it did, but it was after the whistle. They were a little frustrated with that one, but that's the rule. If the official lost sight of it, he lost sight of it. So U.S. gets a little bit of a break there to start this one off.
And a big one in only the first few seconds of the game. There are 4 different Czech players that have double digits on points, the most notable being Dalimil Volnik, as they send it right back over to Tomas Robel. And the Americans will clear the zone and will be picked up by Tomas Kudela. Kudela waiting, and now will send it to his right to Adam Kubik. The collision at the blue line, nothing going, and a misfire from Kubik as it will be back over to the Americans. Glove down by Brendan Garneau. Now you see Eddie Urban getting into it, but the Czechs will have possession. Adam Kubik passes upward to Martin Kruchek as they'll be sent all the way down in an icing against the Czech Republic.
Good start for the Czech Republic. If you were with us yesterday, this is a very different team than Team Italy. This is, like you said, a high-powered offensive team, and they are all over the United States right away. So this icing will be a good opportunity for Team USA to get set up if they win the draw.
And as of yesterday, there's only one player on the team that has double digits, and that's Jordan Albright, who comes in with 6 goals, 6 assists. They have Robert Snyder in the net, as they'll be back to the Czech Republic as they will stretch it up, and Dennis Hickey will cut him off. Back the other way, it is Mike Malloy sent it upwards, and that is steered away into the corner. Now they had announced Leoš Gerlich as the goaltender, but I saw a 37, David Starek, so we'll try to confirm that. In the meantime, the Czechs coming back the other way. Back at the center line at neutral. And back over to Jan Beatty, who will send it around the boards. And back behind the goal, it'll be Jared Hirsch for the Americans trying to clear the zone, but kept in for checking right on top of them. Back around to the right corner. And everyone getting entangled up. Czech still with possession. Back to the point. Slap shot steered away by Snyder. Back in the left corner. And yeah, we're just being told that it is David Starek in the net. Yeah, I thought I saw 37 because the starting lineup had them announced as Leoš Gerlich. But the Americans trying to clear the zone, kept in. Slap shot, that's blocked. Shot coming from Nicholas Langer as that'll be cleared down. And the Czechs forced to retreat. Tomas Chiba will take control and will restart for the Czech Republic. Taking a look down the floor, waiting for the team to rearrange, and the possession time has clearly gone to the Czech Republic. As they wait for an opening, now goes down the right wing and will find Tomas Chiba, who will throw a shot on net and stopped by Robert Snyder.
Yeah, really strong possession game for the Czech Republic so far, and a good look by Chiba, just coming down along that right wing side, gets a nice little backhander. Robert Snyder getting some feels to the ball, so not necessarily a bad thing that he can ease his way into this game, and maybe they can catch Starek a little cold if he doesn't see any balls for these first couple minutes.
Ruiz will take the draw for the Americans. He'll win it and will throw it around the boards for Drew Albright. They will play to the corner and now will reverse it over to Nick Carter behind the net. Carter waits for his team to arrange as the Americans are trying to get their first attack going. They have yet to get to Stanek. It'll be down the floor. And now they do get across, but they'll have to fight in the corner. They get there, centers up, no one available, and the Czechs are coming the other way. Down over to Tomas Robel, and that will be stopped by Snyder. Crossing again, one-timer, stopped by Snyder. It's still loose and cleared away. Down the floor goes, and an icing against the Americans.
An excellent circus save by Robert Snyder with the stick. You see right here, a little bit of a spinorama. That one swept aside. No, right back to the point. Quick one-timer, and boom, right there. Getting a little bit of help, it looked like, from Nick Carter in front. But Snyder keeps it out, and this one stays even at zeros.
Taking the draw for the Czechs will be Tomas Chiba. Or actually, that's Adam Kubik, and he does win the draw. Yes, they'll wait along the point. Will wrist one in off the end boards, and Snyder with a cover.
Kubik, yet another one of these major offensive threats for the Czech Republic coming into this game with 6 goals and 4 assists for 10 points. He's another one of those double-digit offensive threats that they have. He's one of their top goal scorers.
And by the way, I do need to make a correction. It actually is Leo Skurlik in the net where I had the numbers mixed up. As that shot goes high, and that will be down below the goal line. And it is Martin Kruchek and centers up and on the line. And it goes in, and the Czech Republic have converted after a non-stop attack, and they lead 1-0.
We'll take a look at this one again as the Czech Republic tenacious, crashing the net here. Snyder's down, but they had this issue against Italy too, where they gave up a goal because they didn't get enough help from their defense. Team US defenders clearly were expecting that to get whistled dead, but they were allowed to keep poking at it, and just like that, the Czechs lead 1-0.
And it's just been that forechecking that has been a big factor for the Czech Republic. The Americans have yet to get to Gerlich, as they'll be sent through neutral and now gloved down. Now enters the offensive zone, now centers up, and now back to the line. Holding on, and turnover as they break the other way. Shot and save by Snyder. Dutney had lost his footing, and it led into a chance for the Czech Republic. It will be back over to the point now. One-timer stopped by Snyder. Rebound goes into the corner. The shot coming from Jan Billy. And now another shot, and that one steered into the corner by Snyder. Just a non-stop assault by the Czech Republic as that goes out of the zone, and the Americans go off on a change. The shot's currently 4-0 in favor of the Czech Republic. As they'll be sent across. And turnover, the Americans the other way. Bring it through. Shot and a stop by Gerlich. And a penalty will be coming up against the Czech Republic. And there's the whistle, and we'll have a power play. The call is slashing.
Yeah, and it looks like that one's going to go against the U.S., which is unfortunate because great opportunity for Steve Sion. A brilliant steal, gets around his man, gets a great opportunity, just ran out of real estate, got in a little tight and couldn't elevate it. And then unfortunately, they immediately turned that into a penalty. But great individual effort from Sion.
And that has been the main concern for the Americans. They've had penalty trouble. They had that under control in their game against Italy, but hopefully it's not going to become a big factor here. They really need to keep it to a minimum in this game for a team like the Czech Republic, as they will go right in. Martin Kruchek Tries to drive it in here and keep it up dandy. Saved by Snyder with the glove.
Snyder is the only reason that USA is still in this game right now. The speed and the skill of the Czech Republic on full display here. Almost a 2-on-0 down low. Pulls it to the backhand and gloved out of the air. A brilliant and necessary stop for Team USA.
And as you said, this could have easily been 2, maybe even 3-0. Again, if we think about the first few seconds of the game. But as we go to the right corner, the Czechs still just throwing shot after shot at the net. Robel, think about it, now goes to the corner. They wait, centers up, and was looking for Jan Mueller, as that will be back below the goal line. Crosses, one-timer, stopped by Snyder off the shot from Tomas Robel.
And that's a great example of how your penalty killing can help you out. They did leave Mueller alone in the slot, but they knew that they were going to be able to prevent that pass from connecting cleanly. There you see the point shot again. Team USA doing a good job of keeping people away from Snyder's eyes, so he saw that one all the way and made a great stop.
Well, right now the priority is to get their runner back on the floor, but they need to get a counterattack because they've just been stuck in their zone for much of this period. So far, they only got one shot on net against Leos Gerlich, as they'll be sent out and will kill more time. They'll be dropped off, and the Czech Republic back the other way. They still have another chance on the power play, back and forth. Jan Bili will try a shot that is steered away by Snyder. Into the corner, 40 seconds left on the power play as this will be sent down. Another rush coming for the Czechs. We're back to the right, Adam Kubik. Holds up as he's waiting for his teammate. They were trying to hold the line. They were still offside, but just gets the foot down. Doesn't matter now as the Americans clear the zone again. 15 seconds left. They got time for one more rush, as they'll send it down the right wing and almost clear the zone, but pushed right back over to Zdenek Kral. Here is Kubik with a chance. It says goes to the right over to Kral. And now another shot that is blocked. Second chance off the right boards. We are back to full strength. And now the Americans trying to counterattack left wing boards. They send it. Was behind the center line and an icing against the Americans.
The biggest issue that I'm seeing right now for Team USA is just how quickly the Czech Republic are closing in on their men. There is no time and there is no space, and those are the ingredients that you need for goals. The U.S. still sitting at 0 on shots against, so they've really got to figure something out and how to respond to this suffocating Czech forecheck.
Well, they do win this defensive zone draw, and sending it around is Danny Cunningham, and he'll just drop it off. The Americans will go for the change. They were unable to because of the icing. John Dutney goes back to Cunningham, now goes to the right boards. Chips forward in front of the Czech bench. Vinny Tamelli will be sending it back to Modelo. Back over to the point, but no one there, and the Czechs back the other way. And they will beat out the icing. They make contact along the boards. Nick Carter trying to keep the play alive for the Americans, but it will be Tomas Bejvar back over to the point. Shot from Kruchek, and that goes into the end boards. And the Americans just can't get anything started. That forechecking is just snuffing them out before they even get started, as they will just backhand it down the floor. They will get it changed. No ice here. Back across the rink, the Czechs continue their attack, and a great steal on the defensive end by the Americans. And you see Jordan Albright trying to start again. And the only way they can get access is by way of an icing.
if there is a bright spot for Team USA right now, we saw a lot of this against Italy yesterday in the quarterfinals, where they didn't quite have the start that they wanted. But by the time they got into the third period, they kicked it into high gear and they took the game over. And Brandon Jinnick kept them in this game. Right here, we've got Snyder kind of doing the same thing. And if you were watching the last game, Canada and Greece, it was basically the same thing. That was a 1-1 game midway through. And then Canada just figured it out. They turned it on and they opened the floodgates. So Team USA hanging on right now, but they do need to figure it out.
And just by chance, the women's team for USA also faced the Czech Republic. They lost that game 6-0, and they will be in the bronze medal game. And the men's team for the Americans, hoping that they don't have the same fate as they go across, was looking for a one-timer, not available. As they'll be back to the corner for the Americans. Off the left boards, and will find Mike Malloy, who hits the brakes. Again, that forecheck, back check, they just can't find any lanes. And now a backhand it up, turns it over. Checks back the other way. On a partial change on the fly, Nicholas Langer, as that will be taken away by Gager as he passes on the ground. They do hang on. Now a shot, and that is stopped by Gerlich, and contact after the whistle on Corey Wilson.
I am starting to see Team USA put some plays together, get some passes. They finally get one on Gerlich right there. It's from the outside. It was knocked off a stick and came high, so it wasn't really dangerous, but at least they know they can get to him. Doesn't technically count as a shot because it wouldn't have gone in if Gerlich didn't catch it, but still, they can get the ball to the net late here in the first period.
And now back to the point, looking for a tip. No! How did he get that one? It looked like it got tipped. We'll have another look at that. But in the meantime, play continues on for now. And that is sitting in the crease. And Gerlich. And look out, Gagin getting in the face of the Czechian players. Well, he has been playing with quite a bit of grit this whole tournament. But how did that not go in?
Let's see if we can take a look at it again. Team USA with a great opportunity along the left-hand side and just trying to drill it through, just trying to poke at it, same way the Czechs scored. Maybe even a little frustrated, feeling like that whistle came a little faster than on their play.
The current shots on net officially is 8-1. So that becomes their only shot of the game so far as they go into the corner. Contact. That is Joe Malilo getting tied up in the corner. Pops up and will be on an attempted clear, but stays in. The Czechs stay under control. Taken down is Kroll. He's looking for a call. He's not going to get it. But it is kept in from below the goal line. Less than 3.5 remaining in the first period. Well, the play has gone more middle ground as the play has now become more even, though the Czechs still have the offensive advantage. And they now wait to complete their change, trying to look for a stretch pass turned over at neutral, but they do get it back. Holding it was Tomas Pejvar, and now will take it to the right, and centering pass from Tomas Robel, but it gets knocked away. Shot from Kudela goes into the corner. Was picked up by Lucas Lota. In the corner again from Robel, covered by Hirsch. Looking to protect the ball, turnaround shot, that is stopped. And here come the Americans the other way. Trying to look for a rush. And sticked away again, and here comes a one-on-one. As he'll throw a shot, a good block. That is Steve Gregory, who's had to miss a couple of games because of a lower body injury. And now he'll just drop it off. And the Americans will wait and try to look for something, try to get around this Czech forecheck. 2 minutes remaining in the first period. The Czech Republic lead 1-0 in what could easily have been a bigger score. As they battle in behind the blue line, they get sent right back again. The back check just prevents the Americans from getting any chances at the net. They do stretch it down, but again, the back check just stops that offense. And now here they come the other way. Take it down. Penalty coming up. And it will be Matt Caron heading to the box. But that, you feel like that was, he had no choice but to take that penalty because that was going to be a quality chance.
The tenacity of the Czech Republic continuing here. Caron comes in, just wraps him up, and oh yeah, his left knee, kind of his leg buckled underneath him. Oh, maybe it was his right knee. He jammed himself up as he was getting wrapped up by Caron. That foot speed was just devastating. He does come off with some assistance. We'll see if he makes a return. Yeah, he's definitely feeling it. And
yeah,
they're relentless.
That was not Caron's intention. That's Dalibel Zvonek. I mean, he's just trying to take him out of the play. I mean, this was really a situation where he had to take the penalty to prevent that chance. But that was in no way his intention. But the Czech Republic will go on the power play potentially for the remainder of the period, and a shot gets deflected into the screen. Gager trying to kill awesome time, but gets double teamed behind the net. Back to the point. And it's a shot save by Snyder with the pad. They attempt to clear, unable. Billy goes to the right corner. He'll get a return now. Plays back and forth, looking for that opening. Billy circles. Now back to the point for Kubik. It's a shot and a glove save by Snyder.
This is exactly what you need from Snyder. He is just hanging on. Penalty killer's doing a good job for the most part, trying to keep him prevented from boxing out. That one takes an awkward bounce, and then right there, he waved at it, but it looks like the crossbar helped him out. You need a little bit of luck.
And right now, the Americans are really lucky that they're keeping it to a one-goal game as a shot gets blocked, and Snyder unable to see it as it goes into the corner. And Dennis Hickey pins him up. Nick Carter looking to clear it out, unable, held in. And a shot goes into the screen. There goes behind the net to Lucas Lota. Back to the point. Thinks about it. Robel goes down deep. Thinks about it. Back to Robel. Oh, and a slap pass back and forth. Looking for an opportunity. And it will be intercepted and cleared out of the zone. And a breakaway, but he will not have a chance at the net. And Nick Carter having a couple of words with the ball heading into the net, and Hirsch also voicing his displeasure. But in any case, the period ends, and the Czech Republic, after a nonstop barrage, only managed to get one on the board.
That was absolutely some fantastic penalty killing led by Steve Gregory. That was tremendous, and that is exactly what Team USA needed. I think they're lucky that they escaped this one only down 1-0. For me, the bigger concern, though, is the shots. They just haven't had possession time, and that is really going to be a problem going forward. They've got to figure out how to solve the defense of the Czech Republic because they are just closing in on balls so quickly. There's no time to think. There's no space to carve out a rush or connect any good passes. So that is a puzzle that Team USA is going to have to solve here going into the second period.
Welcome back to the World Ball Hockey Championships. Daniel Wilson with Chris Blair. We're here in Montreal, Quebec. The Czech Republic leading the United States 1-0 in this semifinal matchup. The winner moves on to face Canada in the gold medal game. The other will face Greece in the bronze medal game. As we get back underway, as the big story has been the Czech Republic just been unrelenting in their attack, but so far have been limited to just one goal. They are on the power play to start off the second period. Great dig and has an opening and a shot, and that's steered away by Snyder. Peshvar back over to the point. He'll get a return. Now goes to his left over to Martin Kruček. Peshvar going right from the low circle, centers up, and that's steered away by Snyder. They're looking for an opening in the slot, and they will get their man back. Again, that attack just continues to just pile on. And Snyder is right now the only one that is keeping the score to a 1-goal deficit, as the Americans will finish their change. And waiting for an opening is Dutney.
Definitely a lot of credit goes to the penalty killers. A lot of credit goes to the penalty killers. They're 2 for 2 so far.
And as we mentioned, this could easily be 2, maybe 3-0 at this point, had it not been for Snyder with his great goaltending, as this will come all the way down and icing against the Americans.
The good news is we know this is a team that has a lot of skill and a lot of talent. They've just got to kind of figure out the structure and the shape of the Czech defense. Because if they can figure that out and they can start putting some passes together and start getting some balls on Gerlich, it could be a totally different game. We've seen them in this tournament before take a little bit to warm up and really find their legs and find their game. So there's still a lot of hockey to be played.
Yeah, and Billy takes the draw for the Czech Republic. And trying to fight through, still trying to look for it, but it looks like it's going to be Eddie Urban with control for the Americans, and he'll throw it around the boards. But as has been all game long, they just can't transition out. From below the goal line, covered by Nick Carter. Now they'll cycle, low circle. Now throws a shot that is blocked. Held on by Jan Sechka. And they throw a shot, and that'll be into the corner. Matt Caron. Again, trying to push out. The forechecking just continues to just shut down the American offense before they even get a chance to get started. Nick Carter now waiting as he tries to figure this out. There's just no lanes open for him. And now he'll go off on the change, and we'll leave it behind. The Americans look to finish their change. And now they'll start their attack. Manages to get away this time, and running through a freight train, Andre Prochek. He'll be back over to behind the net, and a big hit from behind the net, and that's going to be a penalty.
That's a tough break for Team USA. Excellent back check by Mike Malloy to break up that last scoring opportunity, but unfortunately here, they get engaged a little bit. We'll see right here at the bottom of your screen, there's a little bit of a cross-check, and actually, it was the Czech player's own stick that came up and caught him in the chin. That's a tough break. It was a bit of a cross-check, but that's not what's being called, I don't think. I think they're calling it a high stick, and they're saying it's 4 minutes. Is that what they're saying? I did see the ref holding up 4 fingers. No. Okay, no. Just making sure that the change was good.
I was going to say, that was quite a scare. But yeah, that was really just collateral, because it was the cross-check that really was the problem. And yeah, the high stick was just collateral, but they do call a high stick, even though that wasn't what it was, but it was a penalty in any case. As Ruiz trying to hang on for a shorthanded chance, but they're just going to head back and kill some time. As they'll go behind the net. Through neutral, and Hickey trying to kill more time that goes off the stick of Gerlich, as he's not faced that much action so far. And Steve Gregory is on the floor as there's another hit and another player down for the Czech Republic, and this has become a big issue.
And he's holding his face. 11:25 left to go in the second period, and it doesn't sound like there's going to be a call. I didn't get a good look. Did you see the impact, Daniel?
I mean, they went into the boards. It wasn't quite clear, but it's quite evident that it is on the head, and it's Robel. That's huge. He's been involved in the offensive play for quite a long time, and that would really put a big blow to the offense of the Czechs. Well, he's staying on the bench for now. That's the good news for them.
Unfortunate break for them, but I think what Team USA has to hope for here is to just try to get some momentum here off of their penalty kill, because that part of their game has looked very solid so far. Loved seeing Ruiz really turn on the Jets there, get that shorthanded opportunity, and use these little moments as wins that they can use to gain some confidence, because when they have the ball, they just don't look terribly confident. And that, to me, is very uncharacteristic for Team USA.
You see Nick Carter in talking with the Czech bench. I think he was involved in a play and just kind of defending himself there, but no penalty was called. And it looks like Robel is heading to the locker room, so we'll keep an eye on that. But we stay on a power play, as that'll be sent to the right corner. Nick Carter trying to clear, and they will. Coming out is Gerlich, who will send it forward to Adam Kubik. He'll try a slap shot. That is steered away by Snyder. Another clearing attempt, kept in by Kubik. He'll send it across to his right. They hold on the right corner. Now throws it back at the point. Back and forth they go. Now one-timer, stopped by Snyder. He'll cover off the shot from Adam Kubik.
Kubik is definitely one of the more dangerous offensive weapons, but read all the way, good save, and then covered up by Snyder. A little bit different than what we saw with Junik, where he was really out at the top of his crease a lot. Snyder pretty deep there, but you have to respect the backdoor opportunity when you're on the penalty kill like that. But a great shot, better save, and no rebound.
Yeah, we were wondering about the choice of goaltender for the Americans. Brandon Junik has been a really big performer. He plays aggressive. They decided to go with Snyder, and he's going to come up big here as he attempts a clear, and he will get it. And a breakaway the other way for Johnny Ruiz. All alone. Shot. Saved by Gerlich. That has easily been the Americans' best chance all game long, and they clear the zone and trying to beat the icing, and they say no, he did not get there in time. It's coming back.
Missing that icing hurts, but here comes Ruiz right up the gut, short-handed. Just goes for the shot, doesn't make a move. Fought off by Gerlich, but Daniel, you know what I'm seeing? I am seeing Team USA start to play with some confidence. I think Ruiz is trying to spark his team, and that was an excellent, excellent short-handed opportunity for Team USA.
And Coach Corey Hursk is not happy about the icing call. He thought that they beat the icing, but they've already made their ruling, and they do win the defensive zone draw, so they end up getting possession anyway, but they do get forced off in the neutral zone. From the circle, shot and a save, rebound, and that one never got through. A good chance for Lucas Lota. Behind the net, Lota again. Thinks about an option and goes across, perhaps looking for Fejfar. Into the left corner again, but Kudela for the Czech Republic. And now sends it back, shot and a save by Snyder off the shot from Martin Kruchek.
U.S. defense looking very strong right now, and with Johnny Ruiz sparking his team a little bit, I think we are starting to see them come to life. We do have a scoring update in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. Colorado has tied it up 1-1 at 18:06 of the second period.
Yeah, I mean, that's another big story. We're certainly keeping an eye on that. If Colorado does win that game, it is over. They become the new Stanley Cup champions. Meanwhile, over here, we're looking to see who's going to be the final over here as Snyder makes the stop. He was trying to cover, but it gets away, but he does get some help. And another big save by Robbie Snyder, who just continues to keep his team in the game. As they'll stretch it down the floor, looking for Brendan Persichetti, but they're going to call this one all the way back.
Just barely couldn't get to it in time, but there you see that shot. Good positional stop, and you're just like you said, Dana, just got away from Snyder. A little bit of a screen there, but he saw it all the way, and again, positional, so was hugging that post, took it away, and then his defense did what they needed to do. They came, they helped him out, they cleared it out, and they moved it on.
And you notice that all of the American players are crowding the slot. A very aggressive, rather conservative, formation for them on the draw. As they will send one up, and that one is blocked into the end boards. As you can see, when it comes to the Czech Republic, it's clear the priority for the Americans is help out Robbie Snyder. As it'll be back round to Tomas Chiba. Centers up, second chance, penalty coming up, and they got the goal anyway. The Czech Republic have made it 2-0.
And that's a tough one to take, too, because you're right. Team USA defense has been helping out Snyder. But this one, just like the first one, just an ugly garbage goal in front. He manages to elevate it and just barely get it up over the pad. And the defenders were just a little bit too late. 2-0 your score.
Andre Prazak gets the goal for the Czech Republic. It was originally going to be a penalty call against the Americans, but it did not matter, so that gets wiped off. And the Czech Republic making a 2-0 lead. Again, they just get firm control and iron grip on that ball whenever they have possession. And maybe a turnover here. Held on by a Fedgefar, now goes left, centers up, that's blocked. Picked up by Steve Gregory as he'll try to throw. He was looking for Eddie Urban, but another defensive zone turnover. That forecheck just non-stop, just as there's a slip by a Chechen player, and that will be, it's bodies flying all over the place, and that goes back into the Czech zone. As they will circle back. Hitting the brakes is Vaclav Schhofer. As it'll be intercepted by Drew Albright. He's been trying to help his team out. There's a shot and a save by Snyder. And again, the Americans just can't find a way out of their zone.
Yeah, there's a lot that's not going their way. When the Czechs have it, it is very hard to dispossess them. But when the U.S. has it, the Czechs are all over them, disrupting, hitting sticks, getting in feet. And the U.S. just, like I said in the first period, they just don't have a whole lot of time.
And it's something that they continue to try to figure out. In the meantime, they try to drive the net again. It goes into the right corner, and another penalty call will be assessed here. And it looks like the Czechs are going back on the power play.
A fourth penalty for Team USA. And yes, their penalty killers are looking good. Arguably their strongest part of their game right now. But this is not how they want to do this. A slash, that's typically a frustration call. They're getting frustrated. They're squeezing the sticks a little bit.
It has been a big problem for the Americans And looks like the penalty issues are coming back. They had it under control in their quarterfinal game against Italy, but it's now, we'll see if it becomes more evident as the game goes on, but that's what happens when you just can't get anything going your way. You start taking your frustrations out on the opposition, as a shot is stopped by Snyder, and we'll have a whistle and a face-off inside the American zone.
Sounds like the ball hit Snyder in the face, and that's why they called it. Of course, the net is in play here, but I guess the goalie's face is not.
Yeah, it's one of those rules that's concerned about safety, is that if it goes off the face of a goalie, they check to make sure they're okay. But the technology of these goalie masks have really improved over the years, as they'll be sent back out of the zone as the penalty kill for the Americans is starting to look like it's getting better. The Czechs will reset again, and now rush to the left. It's Tomáš Vešvar, left corner, now drops it back for Kruček. Crosses back to Kruček. Slapped, one-timer, score! Power play goal off the right corner. They kept moving that ball back and forth, and it's a 3-0 game.
The brutal passing play dissects the defense, and on the one-timer, that one finds its way behind Snyder. You can see his body language. He's frustrated with himself there. But the reality is that was just a great shot.
And it's just been how the Czechs have been playing for much of this tournament. A non-stop assault. They keep moving that ball back and forth. I can definitely tell you Kruček's going to get an assist on that. And the United States just still looking for answers as that goes back into the Czech zone. Past the halfway point of the second period as they announce the goal for the Czechs.
Well,
and they're giving the goal to call. They're giving the goal to Lukas Lota. So this will come all the way back to the Czech zone. And the Americans still looking for a response. Eddie Urban trying to go back to the point. It eludes his partner, and the Americans back in their own zone. As they'll try to chip forward. They gain the zone. Trying to drive the net. Maybe a chance, and could not connect on the pass to Cyan. And there's going to be a whistle, a penalty coming up.
And it's going against the Czech Republic. It's a hold. This is honestly probably the longest stretch that they've had possession in the offensive zone. And right there, that's a good call as Brandon Garneau got tied up, tried to make something happen in the slot, and while he didn't get the goal, he did draw a penalty. And maybe this is the thing that Team USA needs to get into this game.
That looked like Peter Phillip that was involved in the play, so the Americans will go on the power play, and this is really something they need to convert. Being down by 3, and yes, they do still have another period, but with how the Czech Republic has been playing as far as possession, it has just been a big puzzle for the Americans. They try to dig in deep, and it will be covered up by Gerlich.
I think this is exactly the formula that Team USA needs. Traffic, get people in front and jam away. Try to get those dirty rebounds. Even nice play there, actually. Good stick. I believe that's Schlegel coming in. And even if that was a set play of banging that one off the end boards to try to generate a rebound that way, if that's what they need to do, then great. But get bodies in front of Gerlich.
The Americans have not had much opportunity to get to Gerlich in this game, but this power play is pretty much what they need. So now they will get to test them, and they're hoping that they're catching a cold goalie. And the shot save, rebound, score! Denny Schlegel puts it in, and the United States is on the board, 3-1.
And that's how you do it. Great ball movement, great player movement off the ball, and right there, picks it on the backhand and deposits it completely unmarked. Gerlich had no idea Schlegel was there, and a brilliant pass to get Team USA on the board.
That was what Corey wanted from his team, and for Schlegel, that's his third goal, putting him to 9 points. So will this swing the momentum their way? Only time will tell. They have cut the lead to 2. And the Czechs will win this draw. Let's see how they respond. And again, they just barrel right through, but there is a whistle, and I think it's offside.
I believe that is the case. But yeah, this is exactly what I was saying against Italy. They were moving the ball on the power play really good, but the players were static. Here, you see dynamic player movement, and Danny Schlegel sneaks in backdoor, and they convert in a must-score situation.
Nick Carter will add another assist to his tally, which will now have him join the 10-point club with Jordan Albright. That's his 8th assist of this tournament. But here come the Czechs the other way, and Kruček going across the rink. As they will try to look for an answer, and that shot is blocked. Along the boards, they make contact in the corner. Now on the right circle. Looks for an opening on the high slot. Now passes off, and Kruček trying to play to his right. Was not tape to tape, but they will throw it deep into the end boards, and it will be into the left corner. Was looking for Tomas Fejfar. Fejfar dropping back, shot saved by Snyder, rebound opportunity, another chance, and they score! That was 3 rebounds, and Jan Billy will score and regain that 3-goal lead.
That is a tough one. That is a really tough one. Dutney is there defending. There's the first shot. Stopped. Rebound. Stopped again. And then just a little too far out. Players collapsing together. And there was an opening. Schneider had no chance on that one. Was completely off balance and had 3 players on top of him. That's a tough one.
I mean, when you make that initial stop, I mean, after that, you're just a sitting duck, and Hickey just giving some support to his goaltender. He did everything he could, and you could see the defense. They were trying to help him out. They were trying to block that rebound, but without that goalie equipment, you don't have as much coverage as you do your goaltender. So the Czech Republic regained their 3-goal lead, and a quick answer to the goal from Danny Schlegel. And now here's a shot, and that one is off the blocker of Snyder, who will come out and cover.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's really a tough one after all of the momentum gained by that power play goal to have to come right back to it. But there's still plenty of time left, which is really important. There's plenty of time left in this game.
And with that goal, Jan Billy gets his first of the tournament. He's had 11 assists up to this point. Those were all his points, and now his 12th point becomes his first goal of the tournament. And moving back is Vanderleek, as he'll be at neutral, trying to hang on, but being pressured. Across to the other corner will be picked up by Damila Zvonek. Now tie up along the boards. The Americans with control. Now they throw it right down deep and into the left corner. Vanderleek trying to push it out and looking for Zendek Crawl. Through neutral, the Americans trying to look for another response before the end of the period. And getting tied up, there will be a penalty. And the stick of Zdenek Kral got into the arms of Dennis Hickey, and I think that was just a bad situation.
You couldn't quite see it on the replay there, but from where I was sitting, it looked like they just kind of got tangled up. But the official obviously has the better sight lines. They're right there. They're on the surface. So they make the call, and the Czechs go right back to the power play.
Yeah, I didn't see what the signal was, but I would think it's holding the stick. But really, it was under the arm of Dennis Hickey, and his arm was to his body, and that's where they got entangled up. So the Czechs will go back on the power play, but the United States will clear the zone, and things not really looking that great for them. They do get on the board, but the Czechs have made it a 3-goal lead. And what has been a heavy attack from the Czech Republic. Back across from Fejfar on the high circle, and now played down deep. Look for one-timer, and they score! I didn't see if that was tipped, but the Czech Republic makes it 5-1. We'll take a look and see if that was tipped. That was a wide angle.
Yeah, pass from the goal line, basically. It seems like it may have hit Ruiz or possibly Carter. Both of them were in front of the net. That is just a tough bounce and a classic example of you make your own luck, and the Czechs are doing exactly that. So you got to be lucky to be good and good to be lucky. And that is going to be it for Snyder. His night is over.
And let's see who they're bringing in. That's not Junik, at least I don't think so. Well, yep, it is Junik that they're going to send into the net. So he'll take over duties. But this is really not Snyder's fault. He played a good game, but it's just been an overwhelming offense. Martin Kruchek is going to get the goal, and Brandon Junik will get the call in net for the United States. They will call their timeout.
Another point for Kruchek, and this is what we expected. These guys are really deep offensively, and they are showing it. Multiple players with double digits in points, and they're just overwhelming Team USA. So if you're Coach Corey, what do you say to try to get your head back in the game? Snyder had to deal with 21 shots.
21 shots and 16 saves. But again, those goals were not his fault. That last goal was off a deflection. There's no way that you're going to respond quick enough to that. But the Czechs now have a 4-goal lead, as we now see them just continue that overwhelming attack. And for Kruchek, he just continues to add to his total as he ranks second on the team on points. As we look at Johnny Ruiz, just trying to figure out what does his team need to do to get back in this game. And there, see that agility. That's pretty much the whole story. Just how they move their body. Sechka going into the right corner. Now looking to drive the net. Now we'll drop it off. Right corner. Back to the point. Thanks about it. And up in front, and Junik diving out. He'll cover. And Karan has had enough. He is going after Tomas Kudela.
Well, if I speculated the Team USA was frustrated in the first period, they definitely are now. There you see in front, there's Karan on the left-hand side. There's the save. He comes across, protecting his goalie. Oh, I see. Yeah, Kudela kind of shoved his stick into Junik's face, and Karan took exception to that. We'll see if there are any penalties on the extracurriculars.
It does not look like it, and yet there is no call out off of that. So we remain 5-on-5. And taking the draw is Andrei Prazak, who scored a goal earlier tonight. And the Czech Republic with a comfortable 5-1 lead. Now they get entangled, and there's going to be another penalty as we see the number 17, Ricky Anderson, get tied up, and we may have another penalty coming up here. And yes, it's an interference call. It's going to go against the Americans.
So we've got another scoring update for you live from Tampa Bay, Florida. Colorado leads this game 2-1 at 7:32 of the second period in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final.
And you know what? Actually, it's going against the Czech Republic. I thought that Anderson was the one that initiated the contact, but no, they said it was the other way around. So the Americans will go on the power play. Tennessee Hickey will play it back, and the United States will put one on net. Off the shot from Nick Carter that gets blocked from behind the net. Left circle, back to the point. Nick Carter, another one-timer that is misfired by Ruiz. Now getting double teamed. Left circle, wrist shot, and that's stopped. Second chance not available. Back it goes over to the point to Carter. Shot, and that's stopped. Back behind the net. Gerlich coming out of his crease, trying to look for the ball as Hickey now gets into it. Physicality picking up behind the net. And as it goes into the right corner, back it goes to Carter. One-timer that is blocked. And will be cleared out by Schlehofer. And a minute remaining. And there's a whistle, and they're going to bring this back.
We do have an update from the bench. Number 26 for the Czech Republic, Dalumil Zvonek, is out. He is going to be done for the night. His knee that we saw, it looks like actually his ankle's wrapped right now, but he was a big-time scorer for the Czech Republic, and he is going to be out for the night.
And that would be huge. I mean, not that it's going to be a major issue at this time, but he came into the game with 7 goals, 6 assists, 13 points. So that would be huge, especially if they go into the gold medal game. As it goes into the left boards. The good news for the Czech Republic is that they still hold the 4-goal lead unless they try to drive the net. Which is steered wide, looking for an umbrella. And it's back over and out it goes. Not much time remaining in the period. The Americans trying to get back on the board before the period ends, and way out of his net is Gerlich, and he'll hold on.
And of course, that sideline update brought to us by Joey Delgado of MVP TV.
As we take a look at Drew Albright, he was named player of the game in the quarterfinal against Italy. And the Americans trying to get that lead closer to give them some breathing room before the period ends. Back it goes. Shot, and that one steered away. Left boards. Down into the left corner from behind the net. Now circles. Now back over to the right point. And a shot, save, rebound, still loose. Comes out looking for Gager. And the period will end. And the Czech Republic will go into the intermission with a 4-goal lead.
There you see that opportunity again. And it's just been really tough sledding for the Team USA. Their power play looked good. That's where they got that first goal. They're getting chances, but really, this story is all about the 5-on-5 dominance from the Czech Republic. They are just a cut above right now. 15 minutes left on the clock for Team USA, but a steep hill to climb.
So if you're Corey Hirsch, you're down 4 with 15 minutes left. What is it going to take to figure out this Czech Republic forecheck?
I think really, I mean, he's talked a lot about how he wants to see more creativity, more movement from his players. I called it a little bit earlier. They're a little bit hesitant. There's a lot of standing around when they do have the ball because they've had such difficulty. And so that hesitancy slows you down. I think the players are just, they're thinking too much. They're overthinking the game. They've got to simplify it, connect some passes, and just take it one goal at a time, one play at a time. They've still got a little bit of time left on this power play when they start the third period, and I think it's got to start from there, and you just have to chip away. That's all you got to do is you just got to chip away.
Welcome back to the World Ball Hockey Championships in Montreal, Quebec. Daniel Wilson with Chris Blair. The semifinals, United States and Czech Republic. The Czechs lead 5-1. The winner of this game moves on to face Canada in the gold medal game. The other will face Greece in the bronze medal game. And as we've been talking about all game long, the Czech Republic with an unrelenting offense. But there is a bit of news on their side. Danimil Svolnik is out for the remainder of this game because of an injury. So that's going to be a big blow to their offense. But have they done enough to hold that 4-goal lead? But based on how they're playing, I think that they don't have much to worry about. What do you think?
It's a tall order for Team USA. There's no doubt about it. But you've still got 15 minutes left to play. And if they can do it, you can do it. They've proven that it's possible. So you just have to chip away and really not doing the same things that they've been doing that aren't working. That's going to be really important, is try something different, because right now there's just not a lot of room out there. They close fast, they're big bodies, and they dispossess very quickly. So you got to connect some passes, stretch them out a little bit maybe, but you just got to try chipping away. It starts by getting one.
And they will with this draw, and the Americans, they need to put one up quickly as a shot from Malloy goes into the corner, and out it goes. This will be an icing. Nope, but it's going to go off of Junik, so that will wave off the ice. So they will restart. Kept in by Hickey, who will throw a shot that gets blocked. And he lost his stick, and the Czechs will clear the zone. Americans back the other way, and they'll just tip it in, go off on a change. And that will be taken over by Laclav Schlehofer. Circling around Tomas Vazicek. He'll be circled back around Tomas Vejvar, as the Czech Republic are comfortable with just taking their time on their attack, and they'll just throw it right back. Jan Popisil will go across over to Vanderlik. Contact on the 20s. Back it goes, and a shot from Vanek, and it will be steered away by Junik. And backtracking is Drew Albright, as they still try to figure out this puzzle as far as the Czech forecheck. They collide, and both players down. Play continues. They're both okay. They're back up and running. As they'll be out over to the American zone. Backtrack by Kruchek. As a shot gets deflected high and taken over by Gager. Centers up and sticked away. Junik pokes it away. Danger shot, and that misfired. Kubik had a 6x4, and his stick just did not want to work for him. And it goes into the corner. It's Gager throwing the body as the Americans try to clear the zone. They do. And no icing, as that does not make the distance. Jan Shechka will play right back. And will be lofted through neutral, race for control. It'll be an icing against the Czech Republic.
And the woes that Team USA have faced continue here in the third period. And again, there's just not a whole lot of room. And if you do try to make a play quickly, but it's not clean, they are definitely going to burn you for that. But they will have the offensive zone draw here because of the icing, so that's something.
He'll be tied up and tries to throw a shot on Gerlich. That's easily steered away from below the goal line. Trying to get away from there. Now we'll head into the corner. Throws a shot, looking for a deflection. Goes off of Gerlich. Same chance. They score! Pinballs right in, and the Americans take their first step back, 5-2.
just what the doctor ordered. An ugly, scrambling goal in front. Get bodies, get traffic, and just force it through. This game ain't over yet.
Well, for Coach Corey Hurst, not the time to celebrate because you only have 3 more goals to get back in the game. As that is going to be a big step forward for them, but they still got a long ways to go, and they will get possession. They'll cross over to Nick Carter. Carter will cross over to Mark Bergamasco. And now will stretch forward, and Caron will glove it down and gets double teamed. Throws right back. Bergamasco crossing over again, and they'll stretch it up. And when almost hit its target, taken down, and that's going to be a penalty against the Czech Republic. And suddenly it's starting to look like the momentum is swinging the other way.
And this is what you got to do. With their speed, they drew that call, and that is how you start to turn this around. Czech team doesn't like it. They're frustrated. They think it was a dive. Doesn't matter. The penalty stands. And it's going to be a power play for the United States.
Officially, the call is an illegal body check. It was more of a shove, but in any case, the United States go on the power play, and scoring a goal here would be huge. Nick Carter goes left, and Ruiz trying to throw a shot steered away. Hickey from behind the net as they try to find a way, trying to get to Gerlich. Back to the left corner. Hickey thinks about it. Left circle, shot save! And it'll be steered right back. Shot from the point gets blocked. Czech Republic are going to carry it out. And they'll just backhand it down the floor. And seeing a shorthanded attack being moved in. Driving the net and steered away by Junik. Dennis Hickey from below the goal line. And now we'll just drop it off. Jordan Albright will chip to the right corner. And now we'll throw right back and looking for Dennis Hickey. And now we'll play right back to the point. Return pass on the right circle. They'll play the cycle. Back to Malloy. Malloy returns it. He'll switch with Ruiz. Albright sends it down deep. Now shot on net and stopped by Gerlich.
They're getting the chances that they want. You can see that they're starting to feel it. They're all the way open, back door. It couldn't get the pass across, but they wanted a repeat of that first goal. Carter right there. Couldn't get it to him. Good job by Gerlich to come out and eat it up.
And there's still some time remaining on that power play as Drew Albright will take the draw. The Czech Republic will take control. Will be picked up by Tomas Kudela. He'll just try to pin that ball on the boards, but the refs are not going to have that, and they're going to have a face-off.
Team USA definitely starting to generate some momentum here, but a power play goal would just be tremendous.
Schlegel will take the draw. He scored the first goal for the Americans. Now it goes back to the corner, and they collide on the boards. He got tied up, and that was just collateral what happened after. He'll cycle around. Thinking about it, now plays back, was looking for Drew Albright. He'll cycle around. Now we'll play right. Now crossing over, was looking for the left circle. Dutney going down deep. It's a shot, save! Rebound, not available. Gerlich covers. And a man goes down. I didn't see anything from Gager. And Bailey was trying to look for a call. Personally, I didn't see anything. Did you?
No, I didn't. But I'll tell you what, the Czech bench is not thrilled with the physicality that Team USA is throwing out there right now. And this is how they play into their identity. And just make sure that you stay disciplined here. There's a little bit of a shove on Gager. Oh yeah, no, he went down very easily. Gager not impressed by that.
I was going to say, I didn't I didn't see anything forceful. They put a shot on net, and that stopped by Gerlich. But yeah, even though that Gager is a very physical player and loves to get under the skin of his opponents, there was nothing big on there. And the rest did not buy it, so no penalty called. However, the Czech does get their man back on the floor. And it's back over to the right boards. Race for control, contact with Mueller. And he'll get pinned on the boards by Eddie Urban. Hits the brakes and looking for some help, and we'll find Zdeněk Král. Zdeněk Král, and we're going to have a whistle, and a penalty will be called. It will go against the Americans.
It's going to be a high stick on Eddie Urban, and that's tough because they were just tied up a little bit and definitely was trying to play physical, was trying to get his body in there, and the stick just came up, and you hate for that to be something that kills all that momentum.
And Eddie Urban will be the one called on the high stick. So he will sit for 2 minutes. But for the United States, you have to think that not only to stop this power play, but you got to think shorthanded, right?
Oh, definitely. At this point, absolutely.
And the United States do get the job done on clearing the ball. The Czech Republic will restart their attack as they get back on the power play. They've already scored one today. And with less than 9 minutes remaining in regulation. Held on, and it will be thrown off the end boards. Now contact along the boards with Tomas Fejfar. And really getting into it with Gager. And now back goes to the point. Thinks about it. Goes deep. Will take a shot. Stopped by Junik. And he'll hang on.
I like seeing that pressure from Team USA, though. They're not playing passive at all. They're trying to take a play out of the Czechs' book. Nice stop there by Junik. Grabs that one with his stick hand.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on the physicality for the remainder of this game because it certainly has picked up. Turnover in the defensive zone for the Americans. It will be picked up by Mueller. And now we'll switch places with Lucas Lota. Back to Robel, who will cross over. Well, they're looking for an opening on the one-timer. Back to Robel. Back in the right circle. Thinks about it. And one-timer. And that is stopped by Junik and cleared out of the zone. And we see Martin Kruček chase this one. The United States want to get on a counter-attack quickly. Down by 3. In the meantime, Czech Republic restart their attack on the power play. They hit the brakes for a moment, and now we'll throw it around the boards. And looking for Zdeněk Král. And pestered by Nick Carter. Král throws the body. Now heads back over to Bealey. Bealey again. Bealey again at the point. Shot from Kubik, and that is stopped by Junik. And they will clear the zone again and will get their second power play unit on. Rather, no time for that as the penalty expires. The Americans get their man back. And so the penalty kill gets the job done. Král will play back and forth as they try to add an insurance marker, but a back check from the Americans give them a hard time. Turnover at the neutral zone. They turn it right back. Breakaway the other way for the Czechs. Shot stun! They score! Adam Kubik! Oh no, are they waving this off again? They're waving this off again, it sounds like. We'll take another look at that. They're celebrating, but they're telling us that there may be a dispute.
We'll take a look at the play. Gets it on the backhand.
Oh, no, they get the goal call.
Versacchetti's arguing. Yeah.
But based on what I saw on the replay, that's it. Apparently one of the Americans thought that did not go in, but from our perspective, that is across the line, and so the Czech Republic regained their 4-goal lead. Maybe more on a 2-on-1, but a good stick blocks, and now a 3-on-2 the other way. Make that 4-on-2. Drop pass. And now they'll be back over to the Czech Republic in their own corner. Lucas Lota from below the goal line, and now we'll pass up to Tomas Robel. And past the halfway point, and things looking dire for the Americans. Lota plays back, and now we'll cross over to Schlehofer. Off the left-hand boards, and the Czechs looking to keep that clock running. Well, the Americans had a good start to the period, but then the problems started to come back as Drew Albright will take possession, trying to get any shine of light to go their way, and just play it around the Czech Republic in front of their own bench. And now we'll cross over to Kubik, who has now scored the latest insurance marker for the Czech Republic. Back in the corner, Perron will play up and looking for Malloy. They'll cycle around and now plays down, and this will be coming back. Right now, the United States really need an answer here, and very soon. Not much time to come back from a 4-goal deficit.
For me, the biggest hallmark of this game is the Czechs and their phenomenal positioning. It seems like they always know exactly where to be.
And the Czech Republic will win this draw. And they'll stretch it up. Was looking for Jan Shechka. As they'll throw one on net. Gerlich will make the save. Turnover, and that is stopped. And over in the corner for Tomas Zajíček. He'll deke around a couple of times. And back behind the net, and Carter will play it away, and we'll get Eddie Urban trying to play it forward to Corey Wilson, as that is off the ceiling, and it'll come back.
At this point, you're going to need basically a goal-a-minute pace to tie it up, so a tall order for Team USA as we're under 5 minutes to play here in the third period. It can be done, but if they're going to get some movement, it really has to start now.
But again, it comes back to how the Czech Republic has been playing, and they just play an overload type of game as Junik is forced to come out of his net to get that ball away from danger. As they'll be back along the right-hand boards. Mueller. 4 minutes remaining in regulation, looking for some help from Krall. Gets into it with Eddie Urban. Krall from behind the net. As they'll be sent back to the center line. They still hold the zone. And kicked away as a player without his stick. And the Americans coming the other way. Jordan Albright dekes around. Over to the right corner, being covered by Krall. And he's trying to look for some help, and the Americans are in the middle of a change. There's 3 blue jerseys down deep, and there's hardly any options for them to work with. As the Czech Republic, Grudela, will restart their attack. Back over to Lucas Lota. And they will reverse, and back it goes into their own zone. Again, the Czech Republic comfortable with keeping that clock going to secure their spot in the gold medal game. Lota tries to shot and stopped by Junik, and it'll be back the other way for the United States. Drew Albright through center. Dinks around a couple of times. Now chip into the corner and has to fight off Vitek Vanderleek. And we have a whistle, and by the way, the net is empty for the Americans. They are not going to give up here. Oh, they're going to send him back into the net, so that lasted a short time.
Not sure what that whistle was for.
It's a penalty.
But it does sound like it's a penalty, but see who it's on. In the meantime, I do have an update from our sideline reporter, Joey Delgado. Tomas Robo has actually received stitches above his right eye, but he's back out there playing. A couple of the Czech players are banged up, and now they are going to have to go on the penalty kill here late.
We had mentioned earlier that the Americans were thinking about pulling Junik from the net. It's a tall order, and there's a shot, and it is stopped. That goes to Ruiz, who will cross over. They're sticking with 5 runners at a time being, but now they pull Junik 6-on-4. One-timer, stopped by Gerlich. Rebound attempt, that is cleared. Down the floor it goes. The Americans not giving up. Here's Ruiz trying to come back from 4. It's a long shot, but they have no choice. And come out as Gerlich, dangerous play. And trying to center up, looking for Hickey. Now shot from Schlegel. Saved by Gerlich. Attempted clear, and it's down the floor. But because it is a power play, the clock will continue to run. Malloy from the center line, looking for access, but that blue line is crowded. And a break for Ruiz. He scores! The captain, Johnny Ruiz, brings it to 3.
Who else? There's the brilliant finish, but what a great pass. Set him up right at the blue line. He busted in, used his speed. He was denied on the shorthanded breakaway earlier in the game, but this time with the power play, Captain Ruiz gives his team some hope.
It's still a long shot. They have Junik back in the net for now. So the United States looking to come back. Now the lead is 3. But at least gives them a little bit of breathing room as the Czech Republic wins this draw. Schulhofer getting pressured in the Czech Republic, attempting to clear the zone. They will. And now on the attack. Brawl on the right corner, being pressured. You got to think that the Americans are going to play aggressive from this point out. As Nick Carter and Drew Albright get into it. Corey Wilson now will play over to Drew Albright. They got to get Junik out of the net if they wish to try to continue with that attack. And he is walking. And he's going to go back for now as he didn't think it was safe to do so. And now he's going to head to the bench. 6-on-5. And they have to come back from 3. Their chances are still low, but they have to. And they turn it over, and it will be back down the floor. 45 seconds as the clock is winding down. Nick Carter will try to chip it forward. He goes down there looking for a call. No call, they continue on. Held on, shot, that goes into the corner. 30 seconds remaining from behind the net. Along the blue line, now back to center. Carter will try to throw one on, looking for a tip, not available. At this point, it's looking like it's going to be the Czech Republic in the gold medal game, as that's sent down the floor, does not make it for icing, as they will just slap one, and the Czech Republic will join their women counterparts in the gold medal game. They will be facing Canada for the gold.
Who else but the 2 titans of the sport, Canada and the Czech Republic, facing off? A valiant effort from Team USA. It just ended up not being enough, and they just couldn't solve a brilliant Czech team. They played with such discipline. They were one machine. They were one mind. They were just so tight. They always seemed to know where their teammates were. They always seemed to know where Team USA was going to go. They shut things down so quickly. They moved so fast. They played so fast. What a masterpiece of hockey. And Team USA, again, a great effort. Excellent penalty killing. Good goaltending early on, but just wave after wave after wave from the Czech Republic. It just wasn't enough.
And again, it was just a matter of the Czech Republic playing an overwhelming offense. They will play Canada for gold, but for the United States, it isn't over for them. They will be playing Greece for bronze, and if you saw them in the round robin, it was just a feisty game. But before any of that, we need to find out our players of the game, as all the teams are going to head over and line up as we see Vaclav Schlehofer hugging his teammates. And the fans are certainly happy about that. And as you mentioned, two Titans will be battling it out, as there will be a new champion this year in the men's division. Let's go ringside for our players of the game.
Et maintenant, voici les meilleurs joueurs du match. And now we will announce the best player of the game. Le joueur du match pour l'équipe des États-Unis. The best player of the game for Team USA. Le numéro 24, number 24, Johnny Ruiz.
Johnny Ruiz has certainly tried to give his team a push. He comes out with a goal to his credit. Not enough this time. They will not get the gold this year, but they will at least try for the bronze in tomorrow's game.
The best player of the game for Team Czech Republic. Le numéro 12, number 12, Tomáš Kudela.
Tomáš Kudela gets the call for the Czech Republic. Entered the game with only 3 assists. He played a very physical game, and it's really been an all-around team effort by the Czech Republic. That is certainly going to be a challenge for Canada when they face them. But really a challenge for both these teams, as they are well-known high offensive forces. So the players will head back to their lines, and we're going to have the national anthem of the Czech Republic.
Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez s'il vous plaît vous lever pour l'hymne national de la République tchèque. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the Czech Republic.
The celebration, at least for the rest of the night, for the Czech Republic, and then they will get back to work tomorrow and play for the big prize, gold medal, and the World Ball Hockey Championship. So, what are you taking out of this game as we prepare for the last games tomorrow?
I think if I'm Team USA, this is a very humbling experience, and I think it shows you what it takes to be the best in the world. Czech Republic looked like absolute world beaters. They were on their toes the entire game, and they knew each other so well. They played as a team so perfectly. There was no panic. They were just in control from the beginning. Team USA, their physical style wasn't enough. They've got great players. They've got great speed. And I really did like seeing late in the third period when they really started to use their legs and push into that extra gear. I think that's what they need, and they need to. I think the biggest takeaway, I think, for the United States is they need to know to get going right away and start games strong, because starting slow and then ramping up worked against Italy, did not work here against the Czech Republic. You need to be ready to go with your best game from that first puck drop.
So with that, our finals are set. Both the women's and the men's division. It's going to be Canada against the Czech Republic. The question is, who is going to get the gold? Tomorrow is going to be the last day of the World Ball Hockey Championships, and it will start at 10:15 with the women's bronze medal game. That will be with the United States against Slovakia. And then following that, the bronze medal game of the men's division between the United States and Greece. And then starting at 5:45, the women's will play for the gold medal. And then after them, it'll all come down to the men's gold medal game as the Czech Republic salutes their fans. Tonight, they celebrate, but tomorrow, the final battle. That will do it for us for tonight. For everyone at MVP TV, Joey Delgado, Engineer Rieger, Justin Coet, and Chris Blair, this is Daniel Wilson. The Czech Republic win over the United States 6-3 to advance. For everyone here at MVP TV, have a good night.